Hi, everyone. This is Jim Ross from the Self Storage Show. Today's episode, we're going to continue the Inside Self Storage Speaker Spotlight series. I got Jim Ferguson with me today. How's it going, Jim?
Pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Good. We got the two Jims today, so it's going to be a good show. I can already feel
That's true.
it. You're a consultant over at Haviland Storage Services. It's on here. That's
Yes.
somewhat recent, right?
Yes. I actually just started with Sue this past year in the fall, so probably about 6 months.
Nice. Congrats. Oh, Sue's great. Anyway, before we kind of get into the whole presentation thing here, I want to tell me a little more about you. I know you've been around for a while, so kind of give me a little cliff note version of you in the storage industry.
No, yeah, definitely. I feel like it's one of the questions that I like to ask people of how you got into self-storage, because no one ever said this is what I want to do. It's you fall
Yep.
into it, or I know a guy, or my friend got this and just kind of tuned in.
What?
So,
It
right?
wasn't like elementary school when you were asked what you want to be when you grow up. You didn't say I'm going to be in the storage industry.
You know what? It was one of those things that, yeah, career path, right? I want to go to college and be in it and just know. Actually, I was in design school here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I left design school, graduated, and then I designed cars. So for about three to
Huh.
four years, I designed interiors of cars. So I wasn't the guy that got to play with all the clay and design that exterior. I designed the interiors, the fabrics, the concepts, the designs, the everything.
That's
So
cool.
as a guy out of college, I lived at car shows. I lived in Detroit basically and for many
Hmm.
months, but I went to all the car shows all over the world.
Okay.
So kind of a neat little way for a couple years. Um, After that, actually, I went to college with some of the people at SiteLink, and they were a growing company at that time, and I actually got connected through that. So again,
Oh.
never did. It was just a weird connection, and they didn't have a marketing department at the time. And I met Marcus, I met Ross,
Yeah.
and interviewed, and I became the marketing manager at the time. And then I stayed at SiteLink for about 8 years, and I had seven different job titles. I was,
Many
I was
hats,
an
huh?
Yeah, I was. Well, it was kind of fun. One of the nice things about a small company is that. But I was in marketing, I was in sales, I was in account management, I sold merchant services, and I did product. So it was kind of neat to see all the different pieces of a company and, like you said, wear many hats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and then after SiteLink, I went to Storage Asset Management, which is the largest third-party privately held company.
Yep.
Um, and I was a project manager and a data analyst for them for a little year and a little bit. And then now I'm working with Sue. So kind of comes full circle, which I'm very excited just to work with someone that I've known for about 9 years. So
Yeah. No.
yeah,
Congrats. That's cool. That's
uh,
sounds like you're very creative. So it sounds like all those kind of different aspects you're able to kind of use your creativity. So that's great.
yeah,
So anyway, congrats on speaking over at the ISS here coming up in April. You're talking about. I love your title. I just got to say this. I'll say the whole title here.
all right.
Resistance is futile. Helping your self storage staff and tenants embrace technology. I love that. That's cool.
Yes. No, I
uh,
was honored to actually be selected, and the title kind of works well. So
yeah, I love it. So anyway,
yeah,
just jump in, kind of give me a little brief overview of what you're going to be discussing.
sure. No, and let's be honest. We all live in technology. I mean, right now we're doing a podcast, right? You and I are doing a video call and a podcast. It's not something that I thought I'd be doing 6, 7 years ago.
Yep.
But it's technology's around us. Everybody lives with technology. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has these things that they have. But there are those people in different generations that push back, right? Or they limit the amount of technology they want in their lives.
Yep.
I am one of those people that live in it, right? I have the home automation. I have Alexa. I have the smart doors. I have the smart garage door openers.
Nice.
I'm one of those people.
Yep.
But there are some things that each of us do that kind of limit how the interaction is. And every generation has different levels where some people love the technology and some people kind of pull back. And through self-storage, there are operators that we all know that are 100% technology friendly, pushing the envelope, and there are others that may not have a website yet and just not sure what to get into.
Yeah.
Customers are the same. There are customers that are like myself, and there are customers that are not. And with every self-storage facility, you're going to have a mix of each. So it's kind of just getting over that hump. It's how to get your customers involved, how to get your managers involved. Um, it was funny. I actually just took a family trip to Disney in the fall,
Yeah.
and my family has some of my family have gone before, and you have the magic bands, right? And now it's technology savvy, right? You have this band and you don't have to carry a ticket. You get to actually, do fast passes and all these other technologies. If you want a meal plan, it's all in this band.
Hmm.
And people from all generations are using this technology, right? Everyone had to learn how to do it at some point. Some people
Sure.
love it and 100% in. Some people like, oh, how does this work? And you have to explain it. And everybody has a magic band, and everybody gets to ride rides. Everybody gets to see characters. Everybody gets to have food and everything else.
Hmm.
And everything's on this band. And it's interesting. And I sat and just watched, because watching the grandparents, watching the toddlers, everybody used it and loved it. They embraced it, right?
Yep.
Um, I remember when text messaging was a big thing in the beginning, when it first came out.
Sure. Sure.
And my father was the one, I'm one of these people, right? My father is still this person, right? He's still the guy that literally fingers and points.
The pecker. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, he is. He's that person. But everybody's embracing it in a way. And I remember texting, he would say, hi, Jim, it's your dad, right? And then the first text, and then he would tell me what he's trying to say, and then he would say, love, Dad. And like every time, as I'm a 30-something-year-old, I'd be like, Dad, like, I know it's you. You don't have to tell me it's you. So
Yep.
it's him learning it, right? I had to teach him how to do it. I had to let him figure it out, and he figured out how he wanted to figure it out, and teach him how to get there. So now he still does do this, but he doesn't tell me who it is. He doesn't say love, Dad. He just texts and goes like he knows it's me.
Yeah.
So
A little bit of a learning curve, like as always. There's a
yeah,
little bit of a learning curve. You just got to
but
not be afraid of it. Just try it. So, yep.
but I mean that's part of this. So there, and I started thinking about just any technology that we all use. There's a couple things that we all have to kind of do, right? There's the involvement factor, right? Like my dad had to jump into text messaging to actually want to try it. He had to understand the benefit of it. Instead of picking up the phone, he could quickly text me. Having someone that he could rely on,
Mm-hmm.
like myself or my brother, that can teach him how to do something quick with texting. And then, just different things. So I kind of looked at it with self-storage from the customers or the managers. There's like 5 steps.
Okay.
One is staff involvement, that nobody likes to be thrown something and just say, look, we're doing this. Blindly looked at it and said, how, everyone likes to be involved in some way because they're more willing to actually embrace.
Yep.
If I were to throw something at you, you'd be like, all right, but you might push back. You might not be 100% vested. You might understand. The second part is the benefits part, right? You want to understand why this is something we're doing this. So getting you, Jim, involved from the beginning, understand the benefits, you'll be more willing to actually embrace.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
Then you definitely, if possible, have a tech champion of sorts, right? Have that person in the office that's excited about new things,
Yeah.
that's willing to try, that's always just, I'll figure it out. I'm that person. And everybody knows somebody. There's that. And then definitely feedback, right? There might be things that this new thing, if it's a software, if it's a technology, a tablet, whatever it might be,
Mm-hmm.
getting feedback from it and what works, what doesn't work from everybody involved. And then definitely ongoing training. I remember still, I'll find something with my dad's phone and I'll be like, hey, if you do this, just try this, just ongoing, he'll ask help, I'll answer questions. So trying to kind of work through each of those pieces and involvement from customers and staff and how everybody can get involved.
I got a question for you then. So as far as getting, like, say, operator has, a number of sites.
Sure.
What's your take on just launching it and saying this is what we're doing here, embrace it, and helping people? Obviously, like you're talking about company wide versus kind of having like a trial store and having like one store, try to go through the motions and make sure kind of work the kinks out before you launch it to other locations. Just I'm curious about your take on that.
No, sure. So from experience, I've actually been able to kind of do both.
I
I've
figured, yeah.
luckily been able. So that was kind of nice. I've seen at one of the companies, I've seen the blind, Jim, this is what we're doing,
Yeah.
not being involved. And some people, those tech champions of sorts, jump in it, teach it, learn it, and share with their colleagues. Others still push back and still have a hard time. I've also done the trial part, and I personally like the trial part. That's what I would suggest.
Yep.
Is you have 5 stores. Let's test this one that is. Let's say that Jim Ross is my manager, and he's tech friendly, and he's tech savvy, and he's excited. Let's get him. He's gonna embrace it. He's gonna test it. He's gonna tell you what he likes, what he doesn't like. He's gonna, kind of break it, if you will,
Yeah.
and see if it works for his operations. And then, okay, Jim, you know your colleagues. Let's work together on how to roll this out the best way for your team. So definitely, I like the trial piece.
Okay. I
The
figured you're going
test.
to say that, but yeah, that totally makes sense that way because
Sure.
again, that way it's not just from the top down; it's more
Correct.
company wide. You're all getting everyone involved that way. So, and just curious, we got a few more minutes here left. As far as we're kind of talking broad terms as far as technology, but is there some specifics in technology that we're talking about here on a site level?
So, I mean, you could go a couple different routes, right? If
Okay.
you when we're at the Inside Self Storage show, we'll
Yeah.
see new technologies that I've not seen, or maybe you not either. And there's other technologies that are currently in the show that maybe people just haven't jumped into. I've met many people who don't have management software, so jumping into just that
Yeah.
help to automate, right?
Yep.
Have a website, have integrations. Um, Online auctions is definitely still a trend right now. It's still a buzz that people either haven't jumped or haven't kind of gone into. There's, lead tracking aspects. There's
Yep.
data software. There's some neat softwares, even cloud gates, or wireless overlocks or apps and stuff. So
Yep.
there's different pieces, which is kind of neat. And then from a customer, do you want an app? Do you want to function all on your phone? Do you want a kiosk? Do you want a manager at the store? Do you want a combination? You kind of have to work through each of those pieces. So yeah, I'm curious to see what new technologies are always at the ISS show because
That's
there's
always
always
my
a couple.
yep. That's always my standpoint when I go to the shows. I mean, that's another
Yeah,
selling point of going to these shows is actually just being able to look and feel and touch and ask questions about what's coming out. Who says self storage is boring? No, you got to go to this kind of stuff. It's great. Uh,
no,
you know,
it's
I've
true.
I found that especially since people that have been around for a while at their site and see, it's not a brand new out of the box location. It's kind of been around the block for a while.
Sure.
I've seen sometimes that people kind of romanticize. This is the way we've always done it, and it's all that's fine. And
True.
it's getting over that hump of like,
Yeah.
no, just it can be more efficient and efficiencies with technology. Yeah, there's like you said, there's a little bit of a learning curve. You got to get over that hump, but more often than not, once you do that kind of thing, you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I ever operate before? So
No, it's true.
just getting over that.
No, that's the kind of interesting thing. There's, like you said, there's a lot of technologies today that'll help you with that. And then what's interesting is I really started thinking about the technologies that you and I live in right now and what are those things that I can't live without that
Yep.
5 years, 10 years ago were that hump, right? I've always done it this way. Why would I need to do something else? And yeah,
Yeah.
so that's it. My wife, who's just somewhere my age, I'm not gonna lie to you. I showed her some hotkeys on the keyboard,
Yeah.
right? Just simple hotkeys and shortcuts. And
Yep.
she's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "How have you not?" But she's like, "I've known something this way. Why would I want to change?" And that's the piece, right?
Yep.
You have to see it and then be like, "Oh, that actually is helpful. Now I'm willing to try." So yeah, um, there's a lot of neat things. So I hope people kind of embrace technology a little more with self storage in their business, not just in their personal lives as well.
But they will. I mean, just a quick example that popped in my mind here was like, is just trying to for today's how people are engaging in technology. Okay, just throw yourself in how your own behavior is.
Yeah.
I know like when my phone rings, I almost get like a little peeve that someone's actually calling me. It's like just text me, dude. Don't call me. It's inconvenient. So like with storage and that, there's a lot more texting features now. Like when people are late and it's texting people about collections, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps tremendously. So you want to help like, the way people are communicating, the people who are using technology. Well,
Yeah.
give it to them.
Give those
Help
options.
them.
And
Yeah.
like you said, someone calls you, but like think of the ways you interact with other businesses, right? So like your CVS pharmacy or your doctors or just other things or groceries. Do you buy groceries online or do you go in the store?
I actually just bought some online the first time last week.
What? So that
Yep.
right there,
Yep.
you made the jump. What was the thing that made you say, "All right, I gotta try this"?
Just in the curiosity nature, quite honestly, that's like kind of like you. I like to try new technology and try things
Sure.
out. The first step was, and it was a step. The first step, I went to the store, and they had a little reader that
Yeah.
you scan all your items, and then you were good to go. You just paid and you're out. But the next step was, well, hey, now you can just order everything online, and then let's have it ready for you to pick up. So I tried that aspect of it. I'm like, oh, that was convenient. And then finally it was delivery. It's like, okay, I'm done.
I'm
I'm
out.
sold,
Like,
So again, you have to have that nature, I think, originally, like I said, just to try things
true.
first and not be afraid of it. So,
Yeah.
and like I said,
No.
once you do it a couple of times and you try something like, you can kind of look back and be like, how did I ever operate
Yeah.
to begin with?
I do that. Yeah. There's certain things that we all do that I think are that way. That I don't remember how I made the hump, or made the jump, if you will. But
Yep.
now I'm there, and I'm like, I'm never going back. So
Yep.
that's kind of, yeah. That's what's
Exactly.
interesting. So I'm curious to see. That's one of the things that I love about the self storage industry. And I've talked about this before, but we're willing to share. You and I would willing to
Yeah.
share, and even in a presentation, hopefully the engagement's there, and hopefully we get people experiencing. Hey, I've tried online shopping with grocery stores, or the texting function with self storage, and
Yep.
this is what didn't work, and this is what did work, and my customers love it. And maybe hearing it from a counter or a colleague per se would make you kind of jump on it faster.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Hearing it from someone that's in your own shoes, that's done this kind of thing, that holds so much more weight than someone from above going, "This is what you should do." Seriously, it just does. So
That's
anyway,
true.
I'll catch you in Vegas. We'll geek out on technology. We'll walk the floor and
I'm
we'll geek
excited. I
out.
look forward to it.
So you're speaking on, let's see, is it what, Wednesday, April 3rd at 10 o'clock. So
Yes.
sweet. So yeah,
Yes.
everybody go see Jim. I'll be in the back. I'll
Yes.
be in the back waving at you.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you much.
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate you hosting this, and just always having the conversation is always
No,
nice.
this is great. So anyway, while I got you here, anyone wants to contact you and throw any questions out at you, what's a good way to reach out to you?
Yeah, so you can visit a website, or you can email me. Our website is havlinsstorageservices.com, and
Okay.
Havlin is like Sue Havlin. Her last name is Haviland. Or my email is jim@havlinsstorageservices.com. So either way, or if not, you can always reach out to Jim, and he'll pass you to the right person.
Yep. I'll be the middleman. We'll figure it out.
That works.
All right. Well, good. Well, I'll see you in Vegas here in April. Take care.
That works. All right, see you later.
All right. See you,
Bye.
man.